What's going on, guys? So today we are out here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I am going to show you one of the most unique compact fifth wheel floor plans I have ever had a chance to view. This is really cool. You're not going to want to miss it. Hang tight. I'll be right back. So you were looking at the Jayco Eagle HT. This is the 29.5 BHDS. This is really cool. No slides on this side, but I think you're going to be pretty impressed with the floor plan. Before we hop inside, let's take a look at the numbers on this. So this fifth wheel is going to be only about 34 feet long, so it's not a very long fifth wheel. Taking a look at the numbers, this is going to have a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,995 pounds. This is going to ride on 5,145 pound rated axles, and it has a cargo capacity of 1,519 pounds. Relatively light, relatively short fifth wheel. This is a pretty cool fifth wheel, and you can see on this side there are two slides. You have a Schwintek slide up front, which is going to be a front bedroom wardrobe slide, and then you also have a standard rack and pinion slide right here. Looking underneath, this has an 8-inch I-beam frame. That's a suitable frame for this just because it is a relatively light fifth wheel. And because this is a Jayco product, you're going to see that it has the Goodyear Endurance tires. Jayco partnered with Goodyear to essentially put Endurance tires on every RV that they produce. That's a good thing, and it's a bad thing in some ways. It's a good thing because on a relatively light fifth wheel like this, you have a very solid, good load rated tire. But when you get up to your really large toy haulers, that's where you start kind of seeing the limitation of the Endurance. It's a great tire, but they don't make a G-rated tire. So you're pretty much stuck with an E-rated tire on an RV that should probably have a G-rated tire. You can see how they have a boxed section below the I-beam here. Basically, that's to increase the height of the RV so you get the overhang clearance you're looking for. You can see that you have the Cree 3000 suspension system, which I also like. On a relatively light trailer like this, you typically don't see an upgraded suspension. So to have the MORryde Cree 3000 is very nice. Again, very good axle specs for this trailer, very good tires, very good suspension. Now this fifth wheel does have the Thetford Sanacon Turbo waste evacuation system. Basically grinds all that stuff up and helps it go out much smoother, less chance of clogging up. 50 amp connection here in the back, and you have rear storage as well as half pass-through storage on this side. I say half because it only goes about halfway, and you'll see why once we get to the interior of this specific unit. Walking around to the back, you'll see it has all LED lighting. It is wired for a Furrion wireless backup camera. You see the rear hatch, which also accesses this side storage. Plus you have a trailer receiver that is rated for towing. You have your lights connection as well as your chain hookups right there. Now, something that's unique that Jayco and only a few other manufacturers do is they use this turn signal technology where whenever you turn your turn signal on, pretty much all the lights on the side are going to flash with that turn signal, which gives you better visibility, especially if you're going to be crossing an intersection or you're going to be making a wide turn. You can see it also has frameless windows. Coming around to this side, let's take a look at this outside kitchen area. So one thing I like about their outside kitchen is that they use a really thick baggage doors. These are pretty much the same thickness of baggage doors you get on a DRV or a much higher end unit. So that's really nice. Plus, nice hydraulic arms. This is where you would mount a TV. You also have some connections up here as well. You have a sink out here, a place for storage, as well as a nice cooktop. This is a very good size outside kitchen. It's probably one of the largest outside kitchens I've seen. The only thing I don't see is a place for a refrigerator. And you really can't fit one right here, so my theory is that they put it right here. So that's really cool. So you have a huge outside kitchen on this Jayco Eagle HT. The fact that you have all that countertop space, you have a second little hatch just for the refrigerator, plus storage next to it, very, very nice. This is probably one of the nicest outside kitchen areas I've seen, simply because they give you everything. They give you a compact sink, a place for your TV, a nice awning area, essentially a cover in case you're cooking out here, a cooktop itself, bottle opener, storage, huge countertop space, large refrigerator. This is a very large external refrigerator. It's still considered compact, but it's good size, plus additional storage next to it. I absolutely love this outside kitchen. You can see back here it has the ground control 3.0 auto leveling. Have a little closer look at your tires right here. Again, a Goodyear Endurance. Capri 3000 suspension. This is going to be the back of your water heater. This is going to be the back of your refrigerator. Coming around, let's take a look at the pass-through storage. So something that is interesting is that you have the thicker baggage door on the back, but you have the thinner baggage doors up here, but they appear to be much more dense. So the material appears to be a denser material. It's definitely a heavier weight foam. Looking underneath here, you have your pass-through storage. You have your cable, antenna, plug, plus your 110 outlet for a TV if you mount one out here. Now, they do have some plumbing lines that run through this pass-through storage area. They're not too bad. You can definitely kind of use them to prop up things like chairs and such if you want to put things here on the side. So they're not necessarily in the way, but they could be if you have larger containers that you want to have to slide in here. Now, you have about 1.5 feet of height in here, and then the overall width, if those weren't there, is going to be about 3 feet wide. Narrows down to about 2 feet 10 inches probably on the other side over there. Plus, of course, you see the aluminum bath deck up here, aluminum framing. None of this right here is structural to the frame. This is only designed to hold up the flooring system above it, which is usually a bathroom or a sink, something like that. And then you have your radiant barrier up there as well. I do like the use of dual slam latches here. You have your outside speakers right here, plus you have an awning, appears to be a 20-foot awning that extends over this side right up until you get to the back outside kitchen right here, which then kind of takes over with that little lid over the kitchen area. This is going to have a standard pin box on the front, so you can upgrade it to your favorite pin box. On these lower profile units, the only thing you really have to be cautious of when you're towing them is that you get the correct bed height clearance right here, because these are going to sit a little bit lower than a larger unit. The larger units are generally going to have a couple of inches height difference on this overhang, so you do want to take that into consideration. Let's go ahead and take a look inside of this 29.5 BHDS from Jayco. Has the Moride step above flip up step, plus they give you the little grab handle right here, which a lot of people ask about, so just helps you stabilize yourself as you're walking up. I do like that the doors are friction hinge doors, which is really nice. Coming up inside, this is a very, very cool floor plan, and you can probably see right off the bat why. All right, so first, panning over here to the right, you see you have these two huge mirrors, and this is just going to be like a coat closet. So you can see inside, it's only about 3 inches deep, but you can definitely hang some light coats right there. Coming around, this is simply a big mirror that doesn't open. Looking over here, you have a booth-style dinette. This could seat 4 people pretty easily, and this does convert into a bed. Plus, you have storage underneath it as well, which is very nice. Some RVs don't do that, and I don't understand why. Right here, you have theater-style seating, which do have some controls on the side for heat as well as lighting. That's really cool. And a USB port made by Stacy Stewart. Over here, you have your entertainment, and I love the fact that they place it in front of the seating area. So if you're going to be watching TV in here, that's really nice. You have a very nice laid out kitchen, and which is typical to a lot of these Jayco Eagles now, you see the mixtures of color. So you have your darker tones for cabinetry, things like that over here. You have the lighter tones for trimming around the slides, plus you have the cabinetry here, which is dark again. You kind of have the mixture for the window valances, lighter kitchen, lighter cabinets, a lot of drawers, good amount of countertop space considering the size of this fifth wheel. Quickly look at the price. It has an MSRP of $65,261 and it has a sale price of $46,999. Has a good sized Dometic gas electric refrigerator. Appears to be about a 42-inch TV. Plus you have storage above it, as well as a nice wide fireplace below it. But look at the back here. This is a very cool transition into a back rear bunk. Now this is awesome. You can basically unclip this from the door, and now you have the ability to close off the bunk area completely from the living room area. That is the first time I've seen this specific type of layout, and that is really cool. I also like how they use the darker door, and it contrasts with the trimming around the awning. But taking a look at the bunk area, look at that. Full-size bed, you have storage, you have power outlets, lighting, its own window. Then above it, you have another bunk, more storage, power outlets. You have a connection for a TV and a place to mount it, ducted AC throughout here. Plus you have drawers, cabinet space. This is really nice, and storage underneath. So they utilized just about all the space that they could for storage. This is a very, very cool floor plan, and I think a lot of people will like this floor plan. It is a great combination of living, kitchen, and bunkhouse space, especially in a relatively compact fifth wheel. Actually, very compact fifth wheel. So coming around, let's go up the stairs. So here is the bathroom area. You can see the nice vanity, good sized medicine cabinet, has a good sized cornered shower. You could be probably around 6'2" to fit comfortably in here. It is a relatively short fifth wheel for ceiling height in here because it is a mid-profile unit. So the overall ceiling height isn't quite as tall. You can definitely see the amount of space between the ceiling and the roof itself, and a lot of that is going to be stuffed full of insulation as well as radiant barrier. Nice cornered toilet. You have about 2 feet of space from the front of the toilet to the shower stall, so you got plenty of room, and because they cornered it, you have plenty of room on each side. This is your wardrobe slide and your second entrance into the bathroom. Takes you also into the bedroom. Nice depth to these little pockets inside of the cabinet. Right here, you're going to have more storage. Nice little area to hang clothes. Over here, you have more storage, another drawer underneath here. Nice little shelf right there. You have cabinets on each side of the bed, as well as more cabinets below. Nice lighting there. You can see how the ceiling slopes down pretty heavily right here. That's going to make it lower profile, but if you're getting into bed, you can pretty much duck your head down anyways. You have your second air conditioning system over here, and you have all your wiring for your TV and all, which would mount right here. I like the fact that they use a real door in the bedroom and a real door for the bathroom. Coming down here, you have all your controls. It is pre-wired for 30 amp solar, and you have your fuse panel and your breakers down there. In this cabinet, Jayco is definitely known for trimming off this area very well. That's cool that they include a tire pressure gauge, all your controls for your lighting, your tanks or slides, as well as your gauges to determine how full your tanks are. You have a dimmer switch right here, which is also really nice. And one thing I didn't point out earlier, this has a whisper quiet air conditioning system for the living area. So that is really nice, and again, something you typically don't see in this price point and in this size of fifth wheel. So Jayco's done a really good job with this. I absolutely believe this is a great floor plan. It is absolutely set up well for a family, whether it's a large family or a small family. Sleeping accommodations, 2 in the bedroom, 2 here in the dinette area, so that's 4. Then you could probably have 2 on each one of those bunks right there because they're each full-size bunks. So that's up to 8 people sleeping in here. That is really cool, especially considering it only has one real main slide. The other slide is a much smaller wardrobe slide. Overall though, I'd love your opinion on this. I absolutely love it. I think this is a great floor plan. Jayco definitely hit this one out of the park in terms of size and amenities and overall tones and features, especially having the Whisper Quiet AC. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, leave feedback below, and we'll talk to you again very soon.